endlessly searching for an original sound.
Let's actually start this shit, shouldn't we?
I guess.
We could just talk the rest of the night. I'm fine with talking to fans.
We could probably do a little bit of both. What I'm really excited for, I really want to get to Katawa Shoujo, because I think that's going to be a lot of fun. This game, I just think we're going to get to an end soon. That's why I want to go ahead.
I mean, it's a good game to make fun of, but it really is getting a little, I don't want to say tedious, but the fans have actually really been enjoying it, which makes me happy.
Well, I mean, the dialogue is a little grating, but when you look past that, the visual novel itself is okay. It's not absolutely atrocious like I thought it was going to be at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's not Katawa Shoujo. So let's continue. Let's go.
One moment. You stop kicking me in the back, or I'm gonna pet that puppy leg. You got a bunny leg there. I'm gonna have to pull it. There we go. He's kicking me in the back.
You're getting serious with the threats there.
Yeah, I know. Should we take her hand or just keep talking?
Oh yeah, that's right. We left off on this. Right. So Lizzy has her hand just out in the open on the table. We can either get all romantic and take her hand, or we can just keep talking to her. I sense a bad end coming up in the future if we take her hand, so let's do that. Lizzy's eyes went wide when he touched her, for a moment just staring as if she couldn't believe it. But after a moment, she gave him a brilliant smile and laced her fingers through his.
Well, okay, hold on, let me put I forgot to put the chats up. I'm completely gone tonight. Sorry about that. It'll be 1 second. For the chat, if you do want to suggest games, you are more than welcome to for Sinfully Fun Games. Just send me a private message somewhere on anything and send me a link to it. Also retarded, where's my chats? There they are. It's like 1 in the morning. You're lucky I'm awake. I really should be asleep after those stings.
Well, you can go to bed.
No, I'm fine. I'm not. I can't lay on my back anyway. That's why I'm kind of getting on Miko when she kicks me in the back. It's not because I'm being mean to her. It's because it hurts like hell when she does it. But since she's also grouchy, I can't do much to her.
Oh well.
Yeah. It's what having
Oh,
a baby is like. Okay, I can't read the chat. That should be okay. Let me go grab the other chat, because believe it or not, we actually have Twitch people tonight.
How many?
I don't know. I don't have the Twitch up to see how many, but they are talking like crazy, so there's at least, I think, 3 or 4 in there. I didn't announce we were streaming. I'm completely professional. There we go.
Who needs to announce it? Surprise stream. Surprise Crimson Gray. Who would say no to that? I know I wouldn't. Okay, he hadn't meant to do that, but John decided he could just awkwardly hold her hand while they ate.
Aww.
That's interesting. That certainly seemed to be Lizzy's intention. She actually wasn't getting a lot eaten, since she didn't talk with her mouth full and listened rapidly whenever he talked, but at least she seemed to be having fun.
Wait. How do you listen rapidly?
It's a skill I don't possess, so I can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I have to do a lot of listening since I live with a deaf family member. How do you listen rapidly? I need to learn this skill. It would make my life a whole hell of a lot easier.
Don't possess it, wouldn't know.
Somebody please tell us your secret.
Yeah, rapidly.
What was the other one? What was the other one? That we kept trying to make the autistic joke for.
Oh, high functioning.
High functioning depression. And I know that's a real thing. I've actually gotten someone really, really mad contacting us about that.
I did misread it. It's raptly, as in paying attention to, or being extremely interested in. Darn.
Can we keep it as rapidly? It's funnier.
Rapidly? I'm listening at the speed of sound right now. I'm just letting you all know.
Oh my god, they're correcting us in the Twitch.
What? Hello there. Twitch, stop correcting me. I do a perfect job in reading.
You going dark
Let's
side Phil on
continue.
us? I watched his Danganronpa
Ugh,
Let's Play.
what? They didn't teach me how to read in this game. Jeez, this game sucks. How was I supposed to know to read it? After a while, Lucy patted at her mouth with her napkin and sighed in satisfaction. She didn't let go of his hand, though.
Dang, she's super glued herself to him. He's fucked.
Not yet. That comes later.
That was wonderful, especially... What? Now I can't read. What did you do to me, Toast?
It's a virus. You caught it.
That was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah. It's all really good.
Not the food, the date. Oh, but I've made you talk so much, you haven't gotten to eat very much.
That's okay.
No, I'll be quiet and watch while you eat. That's not creepy at all.
So, Lizzy, how about you tell me where you live?
Oh, it isn't too special, just a house. No shit.
Do you live with someone? I know not your parents, but some other relative?
No, it's just me. Abby inherited the house, I think, and she didn't manage to sell it off when things got bad.
Abby?
My mother, she was an awful woman. I don't want to talk about her. I'm not gonna laugh. It's a nice enough house, I suppose. Abby wrecked a lot of it, but I've been able to repair it with money from James.
Your father?
I guess, but he never cared enough to meet me. Abby always complained about him, and the checks don't always come. Alright, this is hitting too close to home.
It's really telling, actually. This detail is actually really well done.
Yeah.
It's really telling how she is calling her parents by their first name.
He's completely disconnected from... But I don't want to talk about that. It's all horrible, isn't it? People who can't even pretend to be in love just tear into each other. Look, kid. You don't want two parents that aren't in love to be together. Trust me, I know this from experience. That's not what I want. Not at all. When I fell in love with you, I knew it would last forever. So we can already tell she's very much needy of what is the actual term for it? I don't want to say attention, but it is. She's very much deprived of love and attention.
Yeah. That's pretty apparent. Lizzy, she's really interesting, and the way her character's being pulled off is a lot more in-depth than I originally thought it was going to be.
At least she's not a whiny bitch like our character.
Yeah, our character's kind of trash. I mean, Lizzy's kind of cool.
Lizzy is best
as
friend in this
a
game.
character. That is.
Would you stop kicking me? It hurts. Dude. Wouldn't it be nice for us to get a house together? Maybe even build one? Ooh, so many choices. I can't decide. Run. But I want it to be something we choose together, not something we inherit. Some place where we want to live together forever. Fuck that, I'll inherit a house. I'll be fine with that.
I actually kind of sympathize with her here, wanting to build a life together instead of wanting to take one.
I can understand that. Maybe a big house, big enough that it can have lots of nice windows, but also rooms inside where no one can see us. And maybe a fountain? This poor guy is never going to stop working. Lots of windows, but also rooms inside where no one can see us. No, nobody give her a dungeon.
Those rooms are for.
You were already going there.
Lizzy giggled and squirmed in her seat as if she couldn't contain herself. Her fingers in his gripped so tightly that it almost hurt.
But now, I'm just saying things. None of those things really matter. The only thing in our house that all care about is you. God, I hope you do not have kids.
Oh.
Yeah, I think she's the type that actually would be really violent to the children. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I see where you're coming from.
Not on purpose, but judging by her mental state, she wouldn't want anything to take attention away from her and him.
It was the longest he had yet gotten her to talk about herself or her goals. And while it was still pretty focused on him, he didn't mind hearing the details. That's a very nice image, Lizzy.
Aw, I'm glad you think so. And you finished your food. This has been wonderful. Can we go now? Can we? You guys we didn't pay, we just ran.
Only slightly worrying about what she was thinking, John paid the bill. Darn it. Trying not to wince. When they left the restaurant,
there goes all of his money.
They got onto the bus and Lizzy never let go of his hand the entire time. He began to wonder when she was actually going to let go. And that was when she leaned her head against his shoulder.
This feels so nice.
Sorry.
John, are you okay over there?
Yes, Lizzy. It does.
Do you want to get a drink?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Because you sound like you were in a bit of pain.
It physically hurts to read this. Keep going.
Really? You enjoyed tonight?
I did. It's not often that I hear you talk about things you want, other than, me? It felt ridiculous to say that. Like some kind of boast. And a second later, he realized that it might just be exacerbating her problem. Or at least making light of it.
Is that how you say that? Exacerbating?
Exasperating?
Yeah, I think it's
exacerbating. That's probably it.
You know everybody in the chats are going to start typing it out like, say it like this.
I hope so. If you guys can help me get my English together, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I think it's exacerbating, but I can't really say it too
well. I think you're right. I think it's exasperating. I think I said it wrong.
None of us can say it.
Exasperating is right, I think. Anyway, but Lizzy just considered his words thoughtfully, then gave a slow nod.
Oh shit, oh no. Sorry. I've always wanted to know everything about you, John. I'm glad you want to know about me. I don't know why I went with the sinister there. It just felt like it was needed.
Well, look at her face. It kind of fit.
Durr.
Durr.
John, would you like me less if I stopped taking the medicine?
Crud. What was he supposed to say to that? John desperately racked his brain for a good answer.
Are you looking at the Twitch chat?
No, stop that, Tatsu. Your mind is in the gutter, Tatsu. Stop that.
John, are you masturbating?
Only for you, honey.
Oh, I wish that was a scene.
I like you, Lizzy. I like the person you really are. Is the person you are now the person you really are?
What the fuck are you smoking, John? What do you mean?
I mean, when I get depressed, I don't feel like myself. Medicine might change me, but it's just to change me back into myself.
No, it's changing the chemical imbalances in your brain, John. I think that's what depression is. I can't really remember.
Can be. It's one of the can-be causes.
Oh. But It's not who you naturally are. Lizzy, stop it.
Does that matter? I mean, we get to choose who we are. Otherwise, we're not really people, just animals. So, who are you, Lizzy? You seem like a nice person, now that I've gotten to know you. Is this not who you want to be? Did you feel better before taking the medicine?
Sure. But you like me tonight?
Tonight was wonderful. But I'm not suggesting I didn't like you before.
Silly John, don't worry about it. I love you no matter what. Now, would you like to see my house? No, no, no.
John froze. Not sure how to take the question. And then again, Lizzy had already seen his house. Maybe she just wanted to open up. Hey, Tatsu, stop saying lewd things in chat like butter. Lewd!
Aw, Toast only lets me and Koopa butter him. Sounds worse, I should have just said Koopa.
He'd said he'd like to hear her talk about herself. After all, if she was actually offering to let him into her life a little more, it would be stupid of him to turn it down. Sure, Lizzy. I'd love to see it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Absolutely sure. What?
He planned to take her to her stop, just to be a gentleman. But now John found himself getting off at the same place. Lizzy eagerly set off from the bus stop, looking back to make sure that he was following.
I don't think he would have had a choice, honestly.
In the end, she led him to a small house. It was a cozy little thing, much warmer and more pleasant than he'd expected.
Here it is. It's not a trailer like you were thinking.
Huh. It's cozy.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Sorry. You don't need to flatter my house, silly. All that matters is that we'll be there. Whoever just did that, stop it. Oh, it's just... Okay, hold on. I forgot to put streamer mode on. 'Twas my bad.
Oh,
But that was actually important. Toast, where do I find streamer? Never mind. I can't figure out Discord without Chrono and Toast.
It's okay. We're here for you. Man. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah.
You sure? If you're tired, we'll do the rest tomorrow.
No, it's not me being tired. I had something caught in my throat.
Go get a drink. I'll be fine entertaining the fans while you get a drink.
I have a drink right here.
Then drink it!
I am!
I should probably go get a little bit more water, but I'll get it in a minute. I don't want to get up.
She led him inside and showed him around, though it was a very strange and erratic tour. He wondered if this was the first time she'd ever shown someone inside her home.
And this is the bathroom, and this is the basement, and this is the attic, and that's all you need to see.
And this is our room.
And this is our room, where we're gonna live forever and ever. I'm gonna save that in case we need it.
No. She said not inherited. We need to go and build our own house to live in forever and ever and ever.
Toast, you need to start building the little dollhouse for us to live in.
A little dollhouse. I'll do it. I'll start building a dollhouse tomorrow. I'm gonna build it out of crayons.
That would be really cool.
The inside of the house was less cozy than the outside. Not because of the house itself, but because of how bare it was. A few rooms looked as though they'd been used, but the rest looked as though they were out of a catalog. It mimicked a house, but it didn't look like a place where anyone lived. only thing that didn't match the catalog image was a heavy metal door off the side hallway. Lizzy didn't make the slightest reference to it or even seem to notice it existed.
We are so going in there.
Oh yeah. This picture. Is it Abby?
Oh, that? I forgot I even had that.
Lizzy didn't seem to care, but John was curious enough to pick up the frame and look closer. He was surprised to find his hand immediately coated in dust. That had to be years of dust. How could Lizzy have lived here for so long and never even disturbed a picture sitting on the table like this?
What? That's fucking dumb, though. I have pictures up downstairs that I've never touched for years.
Well, if this is supposedly, if this were taking place in, say, Japan, then they would be cleaning it daily because that's part of their routine, just culturally.
Oh. Oh, fuck, I don't dust up high.
If this isn't a weeb trash game, which it very much is, then yeah, you're right. In any case, he could see where Lizzy got her good looks from. Other than that, she and her mother didn't look very much alike. There was something in Lizzy's eyes and posture that was just lacking in her mother. She was on the beach with some man. Neither of them looked like they were enjoying themselves. Maybe he was imagining things, but he could practically see the growing enmity between them. Absurdly, his mood began to decline. It was just a random relationship from people he didn't know. It had nothing to do with him. Yet, the idea of people producing a child from a relationship they obviously cared so little about sent him into a spiral.
Oh good, depression mode has begun. Beep, 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 beep. John? Oh, for God's sake, John, snap out of it. John, you shouldn't be sad. Our house wouldn't have anything like this in it.
Huh? No, I was just...
John, do you need your medicine? Don't worry. I want to be around you every second, every day of forever. But I know that wouldn't work when we grow up. Wait, I know... I fucking retarded, hold on. But I know that wouldn't work when we grow up. I can get a job. I'm good at lots of things. It'll be sad being apart, but we can call each other at work and send each other other things. And when we get home, we see each other again after so long. It'll feel so good. Holy shit, girl, back the fuck up and take a break. Do guys like clingy girls?
What? Is that really a question?
No, I mean, like, would
Tell
you
me.
want a girl that clingy?
Tell me. If you were to have a boyfriend, and they were to do things similar to this, if they were to get mad at you anytime you went out the house with some other, friend of the opposite gender, would you be upset?
If you would actually knew, yeah, again, coming from the family I've come from, and since I've been in that kind of case, and seen that kind of thing growing up, yeah, no, that's fucking terrible. That really is fucking terrible.
Yeah. No, guys don't like super clingy girls. It goes the same both ways.
I couldn't imagine. I've seen lots of girls. I actually know lots of girls like this that are like super duper clingy with their boyfriends, and I can't imagine why a guy would put up with it.
Well, there are some guys out there who don't really have a backbone, and they'll just stick with the relationship as long as they feel a duty to stick with it. And there are some other guys who fantasize about having a really clingy girlfriend, or someone who obsesses with them personally. It's not really nihilism, but it's something in that vein. You know what I mean?
It's something that they're lacking.
Kind of. Something that they want because they've never had it. That kind of.
Yes, I believe she's still holding his hand.
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Her picture of the future actually sounded nice.
I
put a little of the cloud in his head, but he couldn't find a way to put into words, so he said nothing.
Holy crap. We actually have that type of a guy.
Alright.
I'm not even blaming depression on this one.
Let's just keep going.
I think this is the most beta character you've ever had to play so far on the channel.
Undeterred, Lizzy encouraged him into living in... Wait. Undeterred, Lizzy encouraged him into the living room and pushed him down onto a large couch. It hadn't seen much use, but it was free from dust and gloriously soft.
I actually like the couch. You stay here, okay? Give me a moment to change out of this. Please don't. I don't need to have to censor stuff live.
What?
And just like that, she floated away.
Wait a minute. John swallowed and stayed where he was. He didn't have a lot of experience, but he heard his friends talk about their exploits. He thought a lot of it was lies, but was there something to what they said? If Lizzy really came out wearing lingerie or something else crazy, he didn't know what he would do. He honestly didn't. It's interesting that this is what's on his mind. Part of him had been asleep for a long time, liked that idea, fantasized about what might happen. Another part of him was incredibly nervous to even consider the idea of being closer to her.
John's about to get raped. Yep.
He couldn't keep sitting there. His nerves would destroy him. Instead, John got up and began to look around the house more carefully.
Go to the metal door.
The dustiest part of the house seemed to have been the remnants of Lizzy's mother. At least, he didn't think Lizzy would be into cheap little glass figurines.
I like that the horror music has started.
I wish I could hear it. Opening one of the rooms, he discovered that it was an unused bedroom. He was about to go when he spotted another picture frame sitting beside the bed.
Do you think we'll actually get to see this one? Oh my god, we could.
Yep, there it is. This one featured Lizzy as a child, sitting on her mother's lap. It struck him so strongly that he immediately went to go look at it more carefully, not caring that his hand got even dustier.
It's dust, wipe it off, you pussy.
Which Lizzy will figure out. Lizzy's mother was glowing and obviously proud of her daughter, while Lizzy ignored her entirely. No, not just ignored her. There was a flat emptiness to her eyes, as if they weren't even related. It didn't seem to stop her mother in the picture, but the distance between them was agonizing.
AKA, I'm thinking of mental abuse.
Why would anyone keep a picture like that, much less frame it? John stared at it a while longer, and then set it down and left the room.
The music's really not sounding good.
The look Lizzy had been giving her mother, those eyes shouldn't have belonged to a human child. John didn't want to think about it a second longer, so he rushed to the room as fast as he could.
Hold on, I'm gonna call you back because Discord's being a little bit of annoyance.
Give
me a minute. Give me 1 second, guys. We're gonna try to get this back up. Okay, talk.
Hi.
Okay, better.
Okay.
You went all robotic for a minute, and that actually works really well with the music.
Oh, good. Yeah, the spooky robot time. That sounds good. I'm cool with that. Give me a minute to get this up and running, because screen share likes to,
Yeah, it's a little wonky.
There we go. Okay. Desperate for something to take his mind off that unpleasant thought, John looked around for anything else. The door next to the bedroom was jammed, but he wrenched it open and stared. The room was filled with pictures of him, his yearbook photos, but also lots of pictures of him in class, pictures she must have taken herself.
Oh, fuck showing it to us. That would actually be creepy.
Ah, crud. There were pictures of him sleeping in his own bed. Like he didn't know that was happening. For a moment, he just stood there, trembling. Then John snapped back into his senses. He immediately stepped back and closed the door, trying not to make a sound. He told himself he shouldn't be so surprised. He knew she was obsessed, but it still shook him. He was inside his stalker's house.
Holy shit, I'm gonna save this in case. Holy shit, man, you just figured that out?
This is, I mean, you did see her outside your window twice. Sure.
John!
Yes, I just wandered off. I'm coming back.
Good. There's something I want to show you.
Oh. No, wait!
John!
Oh, crap. What are you doing with that axe?
You don't trust me, John. That makes me sad.
You think I'm going to trust you when you're coming at me with an axe?
I tried to be patient. I can't wait any longer. So I need to take matters into my own hands. Hold still, John.
Okay.
Look at the tape.
Alright. So if we run, that's going to be a bad end. Because no matter what, she will track us down.
She will kill you.
We could stand firm. That could do anything. And begging. Oh dear.
I think standing firm might be the best idea because it'll show her that you trust her.
What I would do is stand firm. That's what I personally would do. So let's do that. John did his best to stay in place, afraid that running would make her chase him. But as she got closer, she scraped the axe along the wall and gave him a smile that was anything but sweet.
This won't hurt very much, and then things will be better. Trust me. Oh my god, don't give me so many choices.
Alright, let's trust her. She's probably testing us. Let's trust her. Let's do it. Swallowing, John stayed where he was. Lizzy got even closer, her smile widening. And then her other hand came out. Instead of a weapon, it held a dark rag. It was over his mouth, his nose where he could react. Stunned, John only struggled instinctively, and the chemical fumes overwhelmed him.
Does this smell like chloroform to you, John?
John
you know what
woke.
The sad part is? I'm actually smirking when I do her voice.
John woke to the feeling of something tight on his wrists and his pants. At first he thought he must be tangled in sheets. But when he tried to move his hands, they were stuck. Hey, I'm just playing John the way he would be played, okay?
Oh yeah, I have to press the button.
Yep. The memories returned in a bitterly cold flood. Lizzy had actually knocked him out by force and brought him wherever he was.
John! 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 I'm sorry.
Sean!
Yes,
Sean!
thank you!
Sean!
God, I
His
want to
blurry
do that
vision.
game and do that.
His blurry vision slowly returned. He could make out a rough basement around him. He could just see a heavy metal door at the top of the set of stairs.
Not gonna lie, this is a
Hey!
really nice basement. Also, are
We
those
know where
knives
we
in the
are.
background?
Yep, and we know where we are. We're on the other side of that heavy door. It looked as though there were shelves and tools around the walls, but he couldn't pay attention to those. Not with Lizzy standing in front of him, eyes fixed on his face.
Now back in her uniform. I'm glad
Yeah.
you're awake now. Are you feeling okay?
Okay, you've...
I didn't want it to have to be this way, John. But I don't have a choice. You're confused, John. You don't understand how much this matters. I'll help you understand.
What are you going to do with me?
I'm gonna make you a man. Don't be afraid, John. Everything's gonna be alright.
Durr.
I'm completely empty. There's nothing inside me. There's never been anything inside me. The emptiness... I can't do it without laughing, damn it. The emptiness craves something. Like your dick. I didn't understand what I needed for years and years. Eventually I realized I needed a person. A specific person. But I didn't know who. Occasionally there'd be a flicker of feeling. I'd watch someone for a while, but were never what I needed. Nothing actually mattered. Until I met you.
But why...
Let me finish, bitch.
Jeez, Liz, I'm such a beta.
Yes, you are. You're a 4chaner.
Hmm.
For so long, I could barely even bear to look at you. The feelings were too intense. And then I couldn't bring myself to talk to you. I was afraid it would just disappear. But the feelings didn't go away. They got stronger. You made me, John. You need to understand that. But you don't understand because you're confused. That's why I need to keep you here. God, it's turning into an insane Minnie Mouse.
I'm just interested how she reached the conclusion that we don't understand. We were with her the entire day and trusted her all the way till we got home.
I am psychotic.
You think this is going to help?
It may be difficult at first, John, but you'll come to understand. I promise you will. After all, I have days and days with you all to myself.
Days and days. John recalled that they were going to a full week of vacation. That meant she could keep him here a full 9 days before they had to return to school. That was no accident. She'd coldly planned the entire thing. Maybe she'd been manipulating him since before she even asked for the date. Part of him was terrified. Part of him was furious with her. And another part, his depression, saw a twisted mirror of his own feelings.
God damn it, John! Stop being a beta cock!
And then my pants grew tighter. But the worst he had ever done was say unkind things. Not this. Just, what did you plan to do with him anyway? As he looked around the basement, he saw a lot of heavy tools. Some of the hammers and knives looked as if they'd been used. John slumped against the ropes binding him to the chair and just wept.
John, stop being a bitch and maybe I'll let you go.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. We're
That's
screwed.
true.
He wasn't sure how long the release of emotion continued, but when it was over, John felt as though his mind had been purged.
John, you've been crying for 2 days. Are you okay? This is starting to weird even me out.
Only 7 more days, Lizzy.
You're Jerry from Rick and Morty.
His current situation might be pretty bad, but he still had options. He could figure out something, assuming he figured out what he even wanted to do.
Apparently crying like a bitch is one of them.
That's already happened. The sane thing to do would be to find a way to escape, contact the police, or maybe it'd be safer to convince Lizzy to calm down. Take more medication, not hurt him.
Hurt me. I mean hurt you. John, we're going to have ever so much fun. No, fuck, let me try that again. John, we're going to have ever so much time together. Aren't you excited?
Durr.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
That's actually the perfect time to do that.
In the end, playing dumb was the only thing he could do. He needed to say something, turn the situation around, but it was just so hard to focus.
Before I got to know you, I thought this would be the easy part. I thought I understood how people worked. Some things never made sense to me. but others are so simple.
Lizzy walked up to one of the walls and began running her fingers over the tools there. She picked up a knife and caressed the edge, partially turned away from him.
It's so shiny. Stop kicking my fucking back, please. I thought that once I found you, I could make you mine. Then I would feel whole. But you see, I underestimated just how much you... I swear to God, kick me one more time. Just how much you would change me. I'm so much happier. And everything is so much more... Ow! Much more complicated. I'm sorry. One moment. You okay, son? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you had the hiccups. You okay? Alright. And everything is so much more complicated. See, even Lizzy has to stop when a puppy is hiccuping.
She walked toward him, wearing a soft, loving expression, but still holding the knife. John froze and held his breath as she walked behind him.
I want all of you, John. Even the parts I didn't know existed before. If I hurt you, I would never really have what I want. Then why are you holding a knife?
The knife slid past his face, but only as Lizzy moved to embrace him. She wrapped her arms around his neck and pressed herself against his back, inhaling deeply.
Okay. Bitch, what do you want at this point?
What's the knife for? You gonna let us go? You gonna cut the rope?
Was this all just a really, really elaborate plan, or...?
It was a ruse. It was always a ruse.
It's a trap.
Are we gonna reach an ultimatum where either she stabs me or I stab her?
Bitch going
with
down?
my penis?
Come here, John! I can't finish it. I love you so much, I wouldn't be satisfied with just a shell of you. I can't get really loud and shit, and that's the worst part. I want to.
Without warning, she pulled back. The adoration in her expression was gone, replaced with an empty gaze fixated on him.
Oh, for fuck's sake, someone give this bitch a medicine! But that makes this so much harder?
What are you going to do to me?
I don't know at this point, okay, buddy? I seem to be flipping the switches here. I think I might be a little bipolar. I don't know. I wish I knew. I took time to think, but it didn't help. Apparently I keep switching on and off. Oh, god damn it.
Charm her.
With your dick?
That's the plan. Either we're getting stabbed or she is. Lizzy, weren't we having a good time earlier? Getting closer together?
Yes. Yes, it was wonderful.
We can go on another date. Just let me out. We can keep going the way we were before.
Yeah, you did kind of fuck that up, chickie. But I need more than that. I need to help you. No, it's the other way around, lady.
Wait a minute, no. I think what she wants to do is try to fix our brain to stop the depression.
Okay, just tell her you're not depressed when you're near her and you're happy. That'll do it.
He didn't want to push too hard, but he thought he got through to her a little. If he kept appealing to her romantic side, maybe he could get out of this. Lizzy paced around the room for a while, muttering under her breath, then suddenly straightened. Throwing aside the knife, it embedded itself into the wall. She went to a closet and after a few seconds of searching, emerged with a chain.
Yes, this will be better. I'm sorry, John. I should have thought of this earlier. We're getting really kinky up in here.
And, my new name is Spike. I howl twice at night, and I always eat before bed.
Wait, are you an otherkin? Or a dragon? Or My Little Pony show? What?
Well,
John, I don't think we can go out anymore.
If we're getting this kinky.
John, I'm just not into the tumbler type. I'm sorry, they're crazy even for me.
She clamped one end around his ankle, and then lifted the table at the other end of the room and latched the other side of the chain there. Plucking the knife out of the wall, Lizzy cut through John's bonds with troubling speed, smiling all the while.
See? You don't have to be tied up. Here, use this table. I'll bring you whatever you need. Oh, shit, I forgot a bathroom. You'll be fine. Jesus, woman, stop with the changing in attitudes.
Lizzy swept all the objects from the table, like they were so much trash, then frowned down at the empty space.
I probably shouldn't have done that. But you didn't bring your books because of a date. Is there anything you want me to bring you? Don't ask for
Lingerie.
Wait.
Lots and lots of lingerie.
Why?
I'm a teenage boy, I have my needs.
You know, I'm not going to question it. I'll go get the lingerie. This is why we should never be allowed to write a visual novel.
He stared at her, still not entirely sure how to deal with this change. Licking his lips, John spoke before he could fully think through his words. Can I have some water, Lizzy?
You should have probably just asked for alcohol.
Can I have some Jack Daniels, Lizzy?
Oh, alright, I'll go get some of that. Oh, of course, yes, water. And you slept a long time. You'll probably be hungry soon. Just wait here. Yeah, if you're gonna be like, isn't it like you get like the dry mouth and shit from, if it's anything like regular anesthetics and shit, he's gonna have one hell of a dry mouth.
Lots of cotton mouth going on there. It's gonna be great. While she was gone, he did his best to rub some feeling back into his wrists and look around the room.
Yep, it's almost 2 a.m. and I'm going full out immature.
The chain attaching him to the table leg was fairly long. He thought he could reach most of the basement except for the far end and the door at the top of the stairs. Not that he could try anything, but when she was so close nearby, could return at any moment. He did try to lift the table, though, to see if he could slip the chain out from the leg, and couldn't even budge it. Because we are a weak beta male.
It's a table, John. Even you should be able to do this.
What the hell? Was there some trick to it, or was she just that strong? Jonah thought it might have been his imagination. Or she was just fueled by passion, but to move the table as easily as she had, shouldn't have been possible. Or we're just incredibly weak.
Wait, oh, my bad.
There wasn't time for anything else before Lizzy returned, bearing kitchen supplies.
Just wait a moment. I'll make you something. And we can be together while I make it. Isn't that wonderful?
Not waiting for an answer, she laid out her ingredients on one side of the table, and then set up a chopping board. She began reducing vegetables into little chunks with terrifying ease. Knife, a silver blur in her hands.
I know. Oh, I know just what I want to... Oh, hold on.
That's okay.
Really? So, hold on. It's got one of the dumbest
So chat, how are you guys doing today?
Sorry, one moment.
Well, while Purity's doing her one moment, I'm gonna try to charm you guys.
Oh, it's still those retards fighting, sorry.
Wait, what retards?
Like the whole Medicare and that one autistic dude that uses puppets.
Oh.
I commented on one of the video, on like that guy's video. I was very nice about it, and like it started a whole, it started a beautiful shitstorm that's still going.
I didn't know that guy made videos. Huh?
I know just what I want to cook today, but you can ask for whatever you want later, okay? I'll make you anything you like.
Thank you.
This is all I want, John. A peaceful life at home. You can stay inside, ignore everyone who wants to hurt you. I'll keep you safe, bring you whatever you need, take good care of you. And this is how a keyboard warrior is born.
And never go outside?
Of course you can go outside if you want to, but right now I'm just afraid.
Her movements became erratic, and John saw several chips of wood fly away from the cutting board. Lizzy was still smiling sweetly.
Do you want that too? To be able to just stay inside on bad days and ignore the world?
That did sound good to him, and he does spend hours in bed just sobbing to himself. But when he shifted his legs, he heard the chain clinking along the floor, and whenever he had been meaning to say, evaporated out of his mind. As absurd as it was, the day continued almost normally. Lizzy made an elaborate meal, and they ended up chatting over it, as if everything was normal. It felt wrong to do so, but he worried that doing anything else would just antagonize her. Did she really think this would work in the end?
Yes?
Honestly, he had no idea. And did she really need to do so much cutting for every single dish? When they had finished and chatted for a while, Lizzy abruptly hopped back to her feet.
Okay, just a moment, John. I'm gonna go get your books, okay? I don't want you to be angry with me for making you fall behind on your homework.
But it's okay to be angry with you for chinning me up here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, alright.
Is there anything else you want me to get from your house? Don't ask for the lingerie, damn it.
Bring me my Speedo. No.
John, why do you have a Speedo?
For you.
Oh, okay, John. Maybe I'll go find a guy that doesn't want to wear the Speedo.
Oh, please do, please. Let me out of the basement while you're at it.
Okay, John. Wait. Well, just let me know if you need anything, alright? Well, aren't they going on vacation? What homework? Japan schools are evil.
She skipped away, and he heard the door above him close. He wondered if it could be a trick somehow. But after enough silence passed, he felt reasonably certain that she had actually gone to his house.
I know how to get into your house. You're not even worried about that.
Though she could have taken his key, he saw it still resting on the far table with the other things he'd been carrying. Had
yeah,
she
I would
made
be
a copy
afraid
at some point? Or could she just pick the lock?
Oh, John, I made my own key.
Neither possibility was exactly comforting, but he didn't have time for that. John got to his feet, stretched, and considered his options.
Your options are you're screwed, and oh boy, you're screwed.
It's like I said before, either we get stabbed or she gets stabbed. We're gonna have to take a gamble at it. Let's, oh dear me, look for weapons. That's not gonna help us at all. It doesn't matter if she has weapons or not. Okay, so I'm guessing this is gonna be one of those things where we are, we have multiple things that we can do during this time. I would say let's make something for Lizzy, because I'd rather be on her good side. I think that that's the way to the good ending. Otherwise, she's going to think... she could be monitoring us for all we know. There could be a hidden camera in here. And if she sees us looking for weapons and stuff, that would say, oh, he definitely doesn't trust me.
It's not like there's knives right there on the wall.
Deciding his best bet was to try and encourage Lizzy's good nature, John set to working with the kitchen supplies she'd left nearby him.
Look for weapons and kill yourself. No, that's John's master plan.
His options without a stove were limited, but he did his best to make something that looked like had real effort put into it. He was no chef, but he thought she would like anything he'd made with his own hands.
Only a little bit of rat poison.
Strangely, the amount of cyanide wasn't enough to kill her. I mean, the act of making something for her helped him forget the fact that he was chained in her basement. The situation might be messed up, but perhaps there was a core of something salvageable.
I'm thinking this creator has a thing for being tied up in a basement. What?
Or we chose the option that tells the creator that we probably have a thing for being tied up in the basement.
Oh, we already knew that.
Oh, please.
Toast is tied up right now in
keep going.
the basement.
Just keep going. When Lizzy saw his gift, she blushed, then took it hurriedly. John blinked, but didn't have time to object. The next time he saw her, though, she was beaming. Though John spent all of Saturday tense, Lizzy showed no signs of intending to hurt him. That night, she brought a mattress and bedding down to the basement and set it close enough that he could lie down on it.
You're being treated like a dog, John.
We are a John. We are a dog.
We are a John.
We are a John. That's really pathetic. I can't think of anything worse than being a John right now.
This is true.
When he woke up on Sunday, he felt strangely normal. Still tense, but the situation was far from ordinary. But in a strange way, he had learned to deal with it.
I'm wondering if she's trying to detox him from the medicine.
That's possible. She did say she didn't trust the psychiatrist. That day passed almost normally, since Lizzy had brought him his books and tried to work through his homework, just like he often did on a Sunday.
I was gonna say,
Lizzy
what about
stayed
his
with him most of the
computer?
day.
I was gonna say, what about his computer? Then I remember this is supposed to be the 90s. Sorry, go ahead.
Working as well. Lizzy stayed with him most of the day, working as well. She made meals for them both in the basement and upstairs, but she always stayed close. He hoped for a chance to evaluate his options more, but never spotted one since she was always leaning in to smile at him from the stairwell.
Wait, what?
You skipped a few. When he woke up on Sunday, he felt strangely normal. Still tense, but... Oh no, we've already done this one. Keep going.
Yeah, that's what I was checking.
Looking as well. Keep going. Yep, one more. The only useful thing he learned was the basement door was apparently unlocked, except at night. If he could somehow get unchained from the table, he had a shot of getting out. When Monday dawned, he crashed almost immediately and didn't even get out of bed. That was common for vacations when he didn't have his friends to distract him, since all he could do was wallow in himself. It felt worse than usual. His world wasn't just gray. His depression was filled with flecks of anger and confusion. Only then did he realize he hadn't taken any medicine since Friday morning.
Oh, John, get the fuck over it!
He's getting detoxed.
Oh, that's true.
When Lizzy entered that morning, she immediately saw how badly...
Take my